It's actually interesting that tonight marks a 5-year anniversary, almost to the day, of when I decided to launch a business coaching company. I had gone away to the U.S., of all places, Canton, Ohio. What is in Canton, Ohio? Well, they do hold the NFL All-Star game there every year, so something of interest happens there. But other than that, nothing happens in Canton. And I went away for a week to get some training. This was going to be a brand new business to me. I had been coaching in one way or another for most of my life, but I'd never built a business around it. So I thought I better go learn from some people who understand this stuff. And I remember on my way home, the 13-hour drive, this question that just kept rolling around in my mind and in my spirit about what is it that I'm going to go home and build? What is it that I'm going to go home and do? And when I got back home to Ottawa, before I ever sat down to anyone to talk about this business or set up meetings to start trying to, land some clients and coach them, before I ever did that, I remember for a 2-day period, sat down at my dining room table at my old house, and I began to write this mission and this vision of what this organization would be about. I began to talk about what it would look like in 5 years and 10 years. I began to describe what it would feel like to work there. What are the values of the people there? What values would they embrace? I remember I wrote all this down because it was important for me to understand, what am I building? Where am I going with this? What's the why that just won't die behind this thing?
Yeah.
And I wrote that document, and I filed it away and then went to work. And I'm not, some people, they write their goals down and they check them regularly. They write their dreams down, check. I'm not that way. I'm just wired differently. There's nothing wrong with the form, but that's not how I work. This vision didn't need to be written down for me or revisited on a regular basis because it was in me now. It was my North Star guiding my decisions, guiding my actions, even in ways that I wasn't aware of most of the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I brought Rob on as my first member of my team, because I knew right from the beginning that I was not to come home. I wasn't coming back to Ottawa to build a solo coaching practice, which in the coaching industry, you may or may not know this, most coaches out there are just solopreneurs doing great work but just acting on their own. I wanted to see something different. I wanted to create something more powerful where the client would have access not to just one great mind, but to many great minds. And no matter how talented a single coach can be, no one can beat the power of the bench. No one can be as smart and talented as an entire team. And this is what I was envisioning. In also looking at an industry that has become so diluted where everybody and their dog, uses the term coach. It's actually terrible. They read Chicken Soup for the Soul and they think they can help people. Coaching to me is an art form. It's something that you apply your whole life to so that you can help people get unstuck and get to where they want to go. And I had this vision of raising the standard in the industry among many others who would say, no, this is what coaching looks like. And it wasn't until Rob joined the team and I was like, whoa, this is becoming real. I pulled out that document.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was happening. And I remember it was visceral for me. And I still tell the story, and the hairs on my arms just stand up on end. And I thought that was the plan. We're going to build this company called Breakthrough Coach. There's the vision. Here's the plan. And then something in 2014 happened. At this point in time, my business partner and I and a great friend, Trevor, we had been working together for a long time. He had built a marketing company called Social Catalyst. I had Breakthrough Coach going. We had actually, launched them about the same time. Both companies growing and doing some great things. And our businesses were so complementary that we were passing clients back and forth on a regular basis. We'd help an organization get a real sense of who they are and start getting some traction. We have yet to meet one company that doesn't have a problem on the marketing side. So there was always an opportunity to refer clients that way. And likewise, clients were coming to Trevor saying, fix my social media so you can save my company. And he would answer, oh, I think you need a lot more help than that. You need to talk to these guys. So we were doing a lot of business together. We were friends. We had actually become mutual clients. They were doing our marketing work, and I was coaching his organization. So we were pretty tight. And one day the question was asked, the dangerous question, what if we did all of this together? Oh, hadn't thought of that. And so we actually booked in our calendars a spot right in Google Calendar. It was called A Dangerous Conversation. We didn't know that language until that moment, and that language now has become part of the culture at Rhapsody. But it was a dangerous conversation. And we sat there at Zach's Diner right below our office there in the market, and for over 2 hours talked about why we should do this. And on many fronts, it made so much sense. I mean, we had many of the same clients. We shared the same values, used many of the same providers, right? Our companies were so complementary. It made so much sense from a business perspective that we had to consider it. But I can tell you, if you've built a business, and many of you have, walking away from something you've birthed and given life to and put lots of blood, sweat, and tears into, not an easy thing, am I right? So both of us are saying, we need more than this just makes sense. So we started asking the question, why would this organization exist? And I remember the moment we were talking about different things and considering different things. And for us, it wasn't about trying to wordsmith some kind of clever mission statement. Honestly, in the conversation, both of us to this day feel like it just really arrived. In that moment, we're talking and it arrived to build the most sophisticated leaders who change the face of business. And our response was not, we're going to build the most sophisticated. No, it wasn't that at all.
No.
Actually, it was more like,
damn.
Because the follow-up question that came immediately was, what in the world do we need to become if we're going to lead other people there? And that started a journey. 30 days later, Rhapsody was born. And in just about a month or so, Rhapsody will celebrate its 2-year anniversary. Yeah, it's already.
Yeah. You know.